and welcome to Compiègne for the start of Paris-Roubaix, the hell of the north. This morning, the peloton is setting off on a 257-kilometer ride that will take the strongest and the bravest to the mythical Roubaix velodrome. The route is beset with pitfalls, and nearly 30 cobblestone sectors lie along the way, with the first coming in Trouville at the 97-kilometer mark, the traditional starter of the day's hostilities. The renowned Roubaix d'Arenberg, 2.4 kilometers long, comes after 161 kilometers in the saddle and already allows a first race hierarchy to be established. It's obviously too far from the finish for the favourites to fully show themselves, but it's a perfect point at which to launch attacking strategies with a luxury team member. Riders are slowly whittled away with each crossing of the cobbled sector, and when we reach 20 kilometers from the finish, there still remain the fearsome Canfin-Pével and Carrefour de l'Arbre, two of the most difficult sectors that often prove to be decisive, and for which riders must have kept some energy in reserve despite their exertions. Finally, if several contenders for victory still remain, it will have to be decided on a sprint in the Roubaix velodrome, as is the case since 1943.
The pack really doesn't look interested in following the breakaway. Things have slowed right down. A small group of riders are trying to get clear of the bunch. Uh-oh, the gap is widening. It's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow. The lead over the pack is dwindling. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. The pack has just reeled in the escape group. The riders have taken their foot off the accelerator. Either they're getting a bit hot, or they're saving themselves for the final dash. The pace is quite slow on this section. The riders are obviously keeping something back. We should be in for quite a finish. Things are heating up in front. There's a few riders jockeying for position at the front. Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed. The breakaway has now got over a minute on the pack. The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed. The pack has taken its foot off the gas. The team leaders can't be too worried about the breakaway. The lead rider is now more than 2 minutes ahead of the peloton. This rhythm is not punishing. That probably means that there will be a big fight at the finish. The pace is rather slow. The riders must be saving some energy for later. Another race will now begin as we're getting close to Troisville, the first cobbled section. I can tell you that riding on cobbled sections is a real challenge. The racers have to have the talents of a tightrope walker, as the grip of the tires can't be counted on. The pack is beginning to cut the lead. Our rider has a flat tire. Let's hope he is helped out quickly. There's a mass crash in the pack, but it doesn't look too serious. The riders have to have their wits about them on this dangerous section. You never know what's going to happen on cobblestones. A leader is down! The team plans could well be turned upside down. I see a rider with a flat tire. It's happened at a very bad time. The pace seems much too high for many riders. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group. There's an abandon in the back. Let's hope that the rider isn't too upset. Look, the pack has taken its foot off the gas. The team leaders can't be too worried about the breakaway. For the moment, the riders seem to be saving energy. We're into the second half of the race. The riders are going to be more and more on their guard. The weather plays a vital role in any race, but when there's a cobbled section, its contribution can be vital. If it rains, a rider's agility is far more important than when it's dry. Puncture for a rider! Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires. fall in the pack! Apparently, the leader is on the ground. It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders would seem to be okay to carry on. The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace. Fall in the pack! Avoiding a puncture is vital in this type of race. The cobbled sections mean that the riders use tubes that are more hard-wearing than those normally used on tarmac. Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed. He's just pulled off his race number. That's it for him. The peloton has slowed right down. The teammates of those in the breakaway are not going to make an effort. It's up to the other teams to get their fingers out. Uh-oh, a leader has fallen. We can only hope that it doesn't have any impact on the outcome of the race. A fall just took place in the pack. Several riders are on the ground. Some cobbled sections are very narrow, so it's important to be well positioned to avoid falls or breaks in the peloton. The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed. Fall in the pack! Apparently, the leader is on the ground. A fall has just happened in the peloton. Several riders are on the ground. One of the motorcyclists says that a rider is down. Apparently, he didn't interfere with the race. There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend. Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group. The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway. Yet another flat tire. It seems to be catching. We're into the last third of the race. We'll soon know the final outcome. A leader is down! The team plans could well be turned upside down. Over the cobbled sections, a rider has to up his awareness to avoid falling, and those that are on their last legs don't have the necessary physical resources to do so. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. The pack's deficit is being cut back. The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group. There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely won't be able to keep up. Another flat tire. Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front. And here are the dreaded cobblestones. I know several riders who would prefer to be at home in front of the telly. Fall in the pack! Apparently, the leader is on the ground. That's a group nosedive. But as often happens, they're all getting back in the saddle. This year, some sections have seen their cobblestones refurbished, but I can assure you that it doesn't mean renewed. They still remain a significant difficulty. That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous. There's an attack in the leading group. Some riders were not giving it their all in sharing the pace. Riders run enormous risk of injury on cobbled sections, but as the saying goes, it's the historic races that make the rider and not the other way around. Whoa, there's an attack from inside the breakaway group! There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend. The entente in the escape group is far from cordial. There are a couple of riders who want to go it alone. Yet another flat tire. It seems to be catching.
Counter-attack by Boom. Counter-attack by Boom.
There are two schools of thought on riding cobbled sections. Some will try to stay in the middle, while others will take to the sides, practically on the grass. None of the favorites is giving an inch!
Counter-attack by Alexander Kristoff.
The riders are entering the last 15 kilometers of the stage. It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing list of riders left behind. Ten kilometers to the finish line. The riders really have to be vigilant on this cobbled section. The vibrations really take it out of you. Only 5 kilometers left. Another flat tire. There goes the sprint. The strong men are giving their all. A great victory! He didn't overextend himself. He was certainly the smartest today. The riders bringing up their rear have made it through sheer willpower. This stage was a real strength sapper. That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous. Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires. Fall in the pack! Apparently, the leader is on the ground!